This is called a ditch blade, and it's meant for ditches and thick spots of brush that you just need to be able to chop through. Hey everyone, it's the Reaper here. I am here with a special video for all of you today. This one is dedicated to midlife stockman Sean in my hometown of Detroit. He does yard cleanups, and I'm sure you guys are way more familiar with him than you are of me. But today's video is going to be dedicated to Sean because he's one of the two reasons, other than SB mowing, as to why I got involved in cleaning properties in the first place. My third inspiration technically is Slaughterguben, which he's the one that taught me through his videos how to use a scythe. But today is all about Sean. Sean's MO is about working hard and loving your neighbor. And this is exactly what I did, because this property is actually so close to me that I pretty much pass it all the time. I didn't know that the property had so much going on in the backyard and needed help. There's 4 kids of a single mother who live at this home, and so it was an absolute joy for me to be able to take care of her property and restore it to a spot where she can actually mow it and maintain it herself. As Sean says, sit back, relax, and enjoy this transformation. Thank you, Sean, for all you do in Detroit. One day I hope to be able to join you and transform some properties together. Reach out anytime and the Reaper will happily join you. Something that you won't see on camera is that these types of yards have a hard time because of how soft the soil is, especially back here. With anything that's a riding mower, you're just going to get stuck. It's so soft that even just my body weight, I sink into some of the soft soil. But I think this one's going to come out pretty great. As usual, I clean with my scythe. Doesn't look like I'm going to need to use my other blade on this one. This is called a ditch blade. First thing to do, I'm going to go weed whack around the entire perimeter and around some of these trees, the trampoline, and get that all set up. The reason why I weed whack a 1.5 foot perimeter around the whole property is so that way once I get to scything, I don't have to worry about hitting any fence material. This also gives me an opportunity to learn whether there's some hidden obstacles in there for me to kind of either pick up or just be aware of it when I go to start scything. Whoops, I forgot to start tracking my calories. I'll start this as a walking workout. Come on, there we go, 0. The neighbor dog has decided that they don't like the scythe. So we'll just have to deal with that.
Hey, come here. Come here.
this property is definitely going to take a lot more wider, longer strokes. I'm a longer stroke fella myself, you know, if I have the option for it. Get your head out of the gutter. Anyways, I'm going to have to sharpen a little bit more because I'm getting close to the point where I need to do something called peening, and that's where I beat the scythe with a hammer and thin out the edge of this blade so that way it can stay sharper longer. Now, this video can't be dedicated to Sean at Midlife Stockman without doing a little extra. She's got 4 kids, she's a single mom. I'm gonna make sure that these kids have the least amount of bugs around that trampoline as possible, which means moving it so that way I can clean all underneath it. So let's get that started. This is called a ditch blade, and it's meant for ditches and thick spots of brush that you just need to be able to chop through. Difference between this and the grass blade, obviously this ditch blade is much thicker, but it's even thicker at the blade here. And I don't beat this to make it thinner, because the thickness is actually what we're going for. So I don't have to use my whetstone on this whatsoever, and I don't have to beat it with a hammer. It's good as it is. And all I do for this, I'm going to take my little tool and just loosen up my screws. With my screws loosened, I can take this guy off and I can slide the ditch blade on. There we are. Ditch blade scythe. Now, I can be kinda ignorant with this one. I don't have to be so concerned about keeping this perfect angle. I'm just gonna start chopping stuff. Now the big difference for a ditch blade is that something this thick or something this woody, as in all this brown material that's more firm, would put a huge dent in my grass blade and it wouldn't likely cut it. Ditch blade don't care. Okay, the ditch blade does care when it comes to thicker stuff like these little tree parts that are too thick for the ditch blade. That's why you got these. Alright, time to rake and mow now that all of the scything is done. I'm going to do a mixture of mowing and raking to get all this grass clipped up, or picked up. you guys like this kind of stuff. Remember, I do this completely for free. YouTube doesn't pay me. I'm not monetized. And I'm a super small creator. I only have 200 subscribers. And I'm super grateful for the 200 subscribers. So if that's you, thank you so much. If you wouldn't mind, if you like this kind of stuff or you appreciate that I'm doing this for free for my community, hit like, hit comment, tell me where you're from, where you're watching. Have you ever used a scythe? Did you know about scythes before you saw this video? Anything's cool. If you appreciate and want to see more, of course you can subscribe. Anyways, back to the cleaning. Right, there it is. All clean, maintainable, and good to go. If you guys like these videos, remember it's 100% free. I do this just to help out the community and because I can. So if you don't mind, if you watch this far, please hit like, please say something in the comments, subscribe if you like this kind of stuff and want to see more. If you guys know of any properties in the greater St. Louis or St. Charles, Wentzville area, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Reach out somehow so I can take care of them. Reaper out.